Yo, hey there, folks. It's Big K Horror, Kevin, and I want to talk about one of my absolute favorite horror films out there. It's in my top 10, somewhere in there, and this is the very movie, like when I was like 14 years old or 13, that it ruined Hardee's breakfast biscuits for me, because I made the mistake of watching this and eating at the same time, and I believe that's what I ate when I was watching this movie. And for years, I couldn't touch them or look at them. They grossed me out. But, you know, and this director's notorious for grossing people out, so it's no surprise, though. So I'm just going to go along with it, and that is, the director is Lucio Fulci, the very notorious Italian director, you know, New York Ripper, very, a lizard in a woman's skin, zombie, you know, the House by the Cemetery, which, by the way, I got this awesome shirt of House by the Cemetery. Boom. No, but, also, you know, he's done The Beyond, just tons of movies, but I named off all his more popular titles. But anyway, so yeah, this movie I'm going to be covering right now is going to be his film City of the Living Dead, aka The Gates of Hell. See, the original VHS I had, you know, is The Gates of Hell, because when it came out in the video market here in the U.S., they retitled it, whereas it was a different title over there. And I believe that, you know, the original title was City of the Living Dead. And here's the U.S. DVD of it by Anchor Bay. And this is an awesome, awesome Blu-ray I got of it for my birthday. Did I just say birthday? Okay, my birthday. And it's City of the Living Dead, but it's put out by Arrow Video. And they do supremely gorgeous transfers in high def and a great packaging. And you're about to see, I'm going to show you the packaging of this. It's awesome. When I opened this on my birthday, for real, I freaked out. It just has, it's awesome. Okay, here. Okay, so here's the front of the DVD. Here's the back, and you can see some of the contents from it, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay, so that's the, you know, this redone cover, and then the original, one of the original covers to it. Okay. And it has also a flip side of, you know, the other two different covers. But it's got like these like lobby cards. This is my favorite one. I want that as a shirt. Okay, and it comes with like this booklet. It's Fulci of the Living Dead. And it's actually a pretty entertaining read, so I mean, yeah, it's worth it. But yeah, and then also there's the Gates of Hell poster. Well, here's the City of the Living Dead poster right here, and then you got the Gates of Hell, which is my favorite. I already have this poster up on my wall. Anyhow, so okay, these are the contents of that Arrow Blu-ray of the movie. So if y'all ever were curious about getting it, I'd say so. But mine doesn't play the special features, unfortunately. This has awesome special features, but I guess between the different, I mean, this plays universally on all players, but it will not play the special features. So I guess that's, you have to have a foreign DVD for that, or a foreign Blu-ray. Anyway, so yeah, this movie is like one of my absolute favorites. I'm gonna go explain why. Okay, when I first saw this movie, sure, it was just like, I was young, I was in the game. You know, I got into horror movies around '88, but by like '93, I had acquired a lot of knowledge from being able to rent like 2 every weekend, and like Fangoria magazine and these books I find in bookstores and stuff about horror films from that time before. But no, when I remember, this was a big box. I think it was a Paragon. I'm not sure, but it was a big ass box. And it was sun bleached, like all the video rental store video covers are. And I remember it said, you know, warning: do not watch this movie. Da, da, da. And I always, you know, and it had the pictures with the blood running down the eyes and stuff, and it always captivated me. So finally, when I did check it out, in like '93 or '94, I was just like, picking my jaw off the floor, because I had never seen nothing like that at that point. I mean, this was hardcore for me, and I was like, oh my god, what the fuck did I just watch? But I kind of loved every minute of it. And it's pretty much, okay, a lot of people in school thought that it's a zombie film. It has zombies in it, and ghouls and that kind of thing, but I'd say they remind me more of like specters, or however you pronounce it. Like, it's kind of supernatural, like supernatural zombies. They pop in, pop out. reappear, disappear, but they can rip your scalp and squeeze your brains out. And they can, if you, okay, anyway, but I'm going to go to the plot. Okay, so it begins with a Catholic priest hanging himself on the church's grounds in the cemetery, and that opens up one of the gateways to hell before All Saints Day. All Souls Day, All Saints Day, I believe. And if they have to do it before All Saints or All Souls Day, before it's like the end of the world or whatnot. And it's up to a psychic and a, a investigative reporter or whatnot, team up to go to find this town of, I believe it's Dunwich, and figure out what's going on and put an end to it. And while they do so, they encounter these characters, a father and like his son, or a shrink and stuff like that, and just a bunch of people. But and they all become victim fodder in it later on. But it's just like so they go there to investigate, and in that time being, there's all these surrealistic things that happen, like with maggot storms blowing into a business establishment. I don't know, just like tons of little things, like dead bodies moving from one place to another. And of course, like I said, it has like supernatural elements of like the ghost coming back and haunting like her little brother and stuff like that. And those are some intense scenes. And some people want to say this shit like this was hokey. No, I don't think it was. It was inventive. It was different. It's very visual. It's got a very visual poetry about it. And that's one thing I want to also go into. Lucio Fulci movies, you can't, if you're like a comment, and I'm not saying this derogatorily at all or condescendingly, but if you're like into like just standard Hollywood A, B, C, D, E, then, you may not, it's disjointed, but that's what it is. It's like a bunch of pictures, a bunch of pictures of, beautiful imagery, poetry caught, but, in frames, because things are disjointed in these movies. There's no logic. Okay, it's all kind of like nightmare logic is what you have to go by. It's all surrealistic, and you just go with the flow. You don't have to be like, well, wait a second, what, And I know that's kind of a cop-out, but it's the truth about his films. Okay, so, but yeah, this was that cover, and I have the DVD and stuff. But yeah, so anyway, and they have to find the priest who hung himself because he keeps popping up and like haunting people around the town. And if you look into his eyes, in which they does the unnecessary eye zoom close up, he'll start to make the people bleed from the eye sockets, and all of a sudden they're like regurgitating all their innards up out of their mouth, which is, by the way, what I watched when I was eating my Hardee's biscuit, my breakfast biscuit, and I couldn't eat them anymore. But not that it matters to me. But no, the movie grossed me the F out, for reals. And a lot of times when I have friends come over to my house, in the past, they'd be like, What's so gory and nasty, Kevin? What are you going to do to outdo, Saw? I'm like, oh, you want to see some nasty shit? All right, let's put this in. And I show them, and they're like, it's classic. But do know, it's very gross if you've never seen it. Anyway, but I mean, it's a great movie. It's got so much atmosphere. Like, I mean, just the imagery of it, the shots, the cinematography, the special effects, the use of the surrealistic special, like just the things they do. Also, like, God, what was I going to say? Yeah, like some of the sound, like the music in it reminds, there's like what's playing in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but it kind of reminds me of like some middle portion of a Pink Floyd song with the guitar, like kind of strums and stuff like that. But I love it. I love the score to this movie. It has an awesome, amazing score. It has awesome, amazing special effects artists who went on to do like High Tension and all that later on. But pretty much, like, I mean, this movie just rocks because, I mean, it's got like it's got the zombies, the ghouls, but it's also like kind of supernatural, like ghosts. It's got the gore. You get like I said, a girl vomiting her guts up. You get the town village idiot kind of weird guy getting like a drill through his entire skull, noggin comes up the other side. I mean, you get people getting their brains squished out of their heads, and I mean, it's gross. And I mean, like I said, I love every fucking minute of it. Okay, and also like some of the sounds in it. Like there's a lot of moody scenes. When I say moody, I mean like it has like these very cleanfully beautiful, like kind of poetic shots with like the creepy ass fog or the across the ground. Like just it sets up a very well atmosphere for this kind of film. And also, I mean, you get immersed into it if you really let yourself. Just you get immersed into it, and it's just like this movie's awesome. Also, I have to say that just like some of these sound effects, like in the nighttime scenes, especially toward the end of the film, it's like you'll hear like it's what sounds like baboons. You know, the baboons like making those like I'm not gonna do it, but those noises in the jungle and stuff, or the noises you hear in like kind of in the jungle. You hear in the background in this, like when they're just like in some residential area, like in the historic residential area of these houses. But it's creepy. And there's also like other times where you hear a baby crying when something's going on, but it's part of the sound, it's part of the sounds to it. It's got weird surrealistic things going on, nightmare logic, and really it does kind of unfold out like a nightmare, in my opinion at least. You know, there's a lot of also representations, people saying it with the priest killing himself, you know, and that's a very big no-no in the Catholic faith, and also, or probably any faith. I'm not too sure. I'm not knowledgeable about religions too well, but I mean, like, there's like symbolism because like it represents the stigma, the bleeding of the eyes and stuff. It represents stigmata or something. I don't know, but it's just a very entertaining, done movie in my opinion. It's entertaining. Like I said, it's entertaining. It's beautifully shot. It's got a lot of atmosphere that sadly lacks in today's Hollywood horror films or even some of the independent films. But I will go to my grave defending this movie. I swear, I will. It's probably my favorite Lucio Fulci film by far. But this also was, I think the first Fulci film I ever saw, though, was the version Seven Doors of Death, but it was, you know, the Beyond, but I saw it as Seven Doors of Death, which was also big box VHS. Anyway, so yeah, you know, you get Christopher George in this, you know, right before he goes into Pieces, you know, and the movie Pieces, and if you're a horror fanatic, I'm sure you know what that movie is if you're a horror fanatic. But I mean, it's got Catriona MacColl, like I love her. She's the actress that Fulci put in like 3 of his films. I think 3, just probably maybe 1 more. But I know he put her in The City of the Living Dead, The House by the Cemetery, and The Beyond, and that's pretty much like a different trilogy of sorts. A lot of fans put it that way, but I can see it as a trilogy. Anyhow, but I guess those are my opinions about it. And you know, this DVD by Anchor Bay, it's also being re-released by Blue Underground, but it's a good quality copy, but it makes no comparison to this one by Arrow releasing. So it's just simply amazing. And if you have never bought a copy of this, I highly suggest this version right here. I just don't know how to get around the whole special features part. It kind of blows. Anyhow, well, I'm signing out, and peace out.